everyone, Nate Martin here with Auto Life 360 Motor Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about this awesome 2017 Mustang GT. This is actually the 6th generation Ford Mustang. This is kind of the first version of the 6th generation Mustang GT. So the power is at 435 horsepower. They went up to 460 horsepower for the 2018 version, but this is the 2017 version. I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about the interior, exterior, and what it's like to drive, so stick around. All right, let's talk about this interior real quick. You're greeted by a nice steering wheel. Pretty basic interior for the most part. That's not why you buy a Mustang, for the interior, I'll say that. But you have everything you need, but it kind of has a fairly simple feel to it. A lot of plastic, a lot of metal dials, but nice speedometer and tachometer, nice digital screen in the middle, a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, kind of a smaller steering wheel. The infotainment system is fairly simple, kind of a smaller screen. I think they went to a larger screen with some of the 2018 refresh GT, but fairly simple, a lot of buttons. I mean, I think the 6th generation Mustang might be one of the cars with the most buttons, instead of like a dial system that you've seen some of the German vehicles use. All right, setting off in the 2017 Mustang GT. Here we go. This thing gets up to speed pretty quick. You know, Mustang's been around for a long time, since 1964, and now we're in the 6th generation, and they've come a long way. I know they made a lot of changes with the 6th gen Mustang, and one of that being kind of the main changes is the independent rear suspension. They went from kind of a solid rear axle in the 5th generation to a independent rear suspension, and that really improves the handling and kind of the dynamics of the suspension. And you can definitely tell. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of handling here on some back roads, but the car steers fairly nicely. And, you know, the GT is a fairly light car. I think this car weighs in at about 3,700 pounds. This Mustang GT, the 5.0, is good for 435 horsepower. I think 0 to 60 is in the 4.4 range. And, you know, the tires on this are 235s all around. I would definitely upgrade, get some larger tires if you can in the back. This thing should have at least 275s, 285s in the back, and maybe 255s in the front here. I got her in 3rd gear. We're going to go for a little pull. You know, the car really lives in 3rd gear. That's where you're going to have most of your fun with the manual transmission in 3rd gear, kind of from 30 to 60 or 40 to 70, kind of in that range. But the transmission is violent. The shifts are fairly, I hate to use the word violent, but it's not a refined vehicle by any means. You know what you're getting into. You know that it's a Mustang, the way that it shifts, and it's not meant to be smooth or refined. You know, that's kind of the Mustang personality. Brakes feel pretty solid. You know, visibility is good. I'm a fan. When they came out with the 6th generation Mustang in 2015, I really liked the curves of it, especially on some of the more exclusive models like the GT350. I thought they did a really nice job with kind of the front fascia, the front spoiler. It really looked good, and I really got to take my hat off to Ford for the design. I know they start designing these vehicles almost 3 or 4 years before they debut, so they put a lot of effort and time into the wind tunnels, but I really like the curves of the 6th generation Mustang. As you know, I do own a 5th generation Mustang GT. It's kind of an older model, 2008. But, you know, this body style is just so much different than that. The 5th gen was so boxy, and this is just more round and just, it's got kind of a smoother, more aerodynamic look to it.